Shalom. All praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to Yakims, or to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. I just want to make a quick video. I want to make this one as quick as possible, just hit my points. I only got a couple scriptures. And basically, on the topic of accepting tough love, all right? Because not just as Israelites, but deeper, as servants of the Lord, you have to be accustomed to tough love. Tough love should be something that you're accustomed to. Or if you're just very new into this thing, into the truth, it's something that you should try, or you should look into getting accustomed to. Because I remember Apostle Apostle Kabar, Apostle Ramla talking about Apostle Kabar, telling him that Yahushua is a tough teacher, man. That's a very true statement, man. Yahushua, while Yahweh, is a very, very tough teachers, man. They don't pat you on the back and let things go, and let you act out any way you can, any way you're allowed to. Because these churches, these grape juice drinkers, okay, grape juice Christians, they because they preach so much love and say that the Lord loves everybody and loves you so much, if you ask them about the law, they'll say, they'll basically, in a roundabout way, will say the law is done away with, and that we are saved by grace, which is true. We are saved by grace and faith. But, real quick, I'll get to scripture. This is what Paul said about that, because that all of a sudden gives these fake Christians reason. They think it gives them reason to do whatever they want. In a way, that's walking all over the Most High and His Son. Here is the Most High and His Son. They set up laws. Okay, Yahweh Shai set up laws for His people. Okay, and just because we are saved by grace, you're gonna turn around and just forget about the law. That the law has nothing to do with you now until you get into the kingdom. That's bullshit. Okay, there are some laws in the script. There are some laws that you can keep. Okay, according to your ability. There's some laws we can't keep. And there's some laws we can keep. It's simple. The ones you can keep, you keep them. The ones you can't keep, you can't keep. You ask for forgiveness. You ask for forgiveness from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so this is Romans chapter 3, verse 31. I'm gonna start from 30. Seeing it is one power which shall justify the circumcision by faith, and uncircumcision through faith, do we then make void the law through faith? So so just because we have faith in the Most High and the Son, okay, do we then make void the law, which is the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai through our faith? That's what Paul's asking. And it says, Yahweh forbid, which means, in other words, Yahweh no. Heck no, we don't do that. It says, yea, we establish the law. Okay, so even though we are saved, we are saved through faith and grace, doesn't mean we just do away with the laws. You keep the laws you can keep. You keep the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of your abilities. Alright? Like, keeping the Sabbath day. If the Sabbath day falls on a day, whether it be Monday through Sunday, falls on a day where you actually don't work for half of the one day to the next half of the other day, you best believe you should be keeping the Sabbath 100%, man. If you work, you work. You know, we're in this kingdom, we're in this hell. This kingdom is set up for us to fail constantly over and over. But if there's a time and if there's a time where you can keep the laws and statutes and commandments to the or as a Sabbath perfectly right, then you should go for it, man. Baruch 4:20 or 4:25, 4:20, if I'm not mistaken, says, roughly paraphrasing, that now that we've come to the truth, we should seek Him 10 times harder. And so when someone who's obsessed with something will take any advantage, whether how big or how small, to do whatever he's trying to do right. Okay. So, like, for example, in the entertainment world, players, like, for instance, in sports world, people like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Okay, those guys, those men are separated from the rest. Why? Because their craft, they took it to a whole nother level. There's things that you didn't have to do. Like, for example, Michael Jordan would run suicides. Okay, run lines every game, after every game. Reason being, and people will look at him like, the people will think to themselves, like, that's a bit, he's going above and beyond to achieve his goal, right? And to the men that's doing that, to him, it wasn't above and beyond. He was just doing it because he was so passionate about his craft. He was so passionate about his craft that he took any chance, any opportunity that he had to make himself better, he took it. That same mentality should be applied to you as being a servant of the Lord, man. Because, heck, what Michael Jordan was doing was all in vain anyways, because, the NBA and basketball is carnal. So how much more you being in this truth, which is spiritual and which is real? There's nothing that's more valuable than the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So you being lucky enough to understand the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you should not take that for granted or take it lightly, man. Okay, if you're passionate and that spirit's on you, you gotta push forward with that. You gotta run with that, man. Run with that. Alright? So just like Michael Jordan and those men in the world, how they take their craft so seriously and took every chance and every opportunity that possible to become greater, it's the same we should be doing in this truth, man. Any chance that you can get to keep the Sabbath 100%, you should do it, man. For example, you can control eating pork. I don't eat pork. I can control that. Physically committing adultery, you can control that. But if you get deep, Yahweh said, even if you look upon another man's woman, the very thought is the same thing as committing adultery. And sometimes you can't control that. For some of you brothers that go to the gym, like I go to the gym to stay fit, and man, you already know that place is full of women in bras, panties, all types of nonsense, wearing all types of nonsense. And all you're trying to do is just get fit. So that's why most of the time I try to go late, or I try to go early before a lot of people are there. I know, technically I probably still commit adultery. I know, because I'm under this flesh, but I am trying to the best of my ability not to, by doing little things like going to the gym a little earlier where there's not a lot of people there, or going later when there's not a lot of people there. Around that 3:30 to 4 o'clock stretch to about 7, a lot of people are there because when everybody just gets off work. But because I'm passionate, my mindset, I'm trying to find little ways to be great in this truth. To not even just be great for myself, but to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's all this is about. It's to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because through that, you can, Lord willing, you're of the elect. You can get salvation for you and your family when all hell breaks loose, which is around the corner. Okay? So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get into the lesson. I kind of ran on a rant, but you know, I'm gonna get into this lesson now. Give me a second. Let's pull up some scriptures. Okay, so my first scripture, I only got a couple scriptures. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this video as short as I can. This is Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. And it says, I'm going to read from 5 to 13. And it says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord Yahweh." Okay? "Nor faint when thou art rebuked of him." And and that's true, man. You can't be emotional in this truth. Like I said, this video is about accepting tough love. You cannot be emotional in this truth because Yahweh Shai, they're hard teachers, man. So there's 99% of the time, they're gonna the scriptures. Even when I read the scriptures, it cuts me because I'm not perfect. We're not in these perfect bodies, but still, and that cuts us because we're not in the perfect body, in our perfect bodies. But I'm still reading the scriptures, and it cuts me, and it even cuts me, and I'm out there doing the work, as opposed to the next carnal man, and it still cuts me. But can I get emotional about that? No, because guess what? There's no reason to get emotional about correction when it's true, when it's right. There's a difference between someone bearing false witness on you and saying that you're doing this and you're not, and you're guilty of this, but you're not, but you're not. This is different. But when you're guilty, when the scriptures talk about, the punishment for being, for example, for being slothful, okay, for being lazy, because the Most High compares being lazy to a pile of shit in the scriptures, and that cuts, man. If you tend to be lazy sometimes, that will cut you, man. Or the punishment on adultery. That I'm pretty sure that cuts. I'm sure that cuts every single brother that's in this truth. Because at one point in time we have committed adultery, whether it be physical, actually sleeping with another man's woman when we weren't in the truth, or it's mental when you looked at another man's woman, whether you were in the truth or outside of the truth, or before the truth, and you committed adultery. Because there's certain things the scriptures will talk about, and we'll talk about the punishments, and I go back even to my life before I came to the truth, and I compare my lifestyle before I came to the truth to what the scriptures are saying, and I'm like, damn, I was wicked as hell. Before I came to this truth, I was wicked as hell. I did a lot of wicked shit. A lot of wicked things, excuse me. And I can't get emotional about it, man. You can't get emotional about it. Because even when the brothers of the camp, certain brothers of the camps, or the apostles or elders are correcting you, you guys take it so personally, like it's Apostle Tahar or Apostle Ramlab or Apostle Kabar who's doing the correcting. Which shows you your spiritual awareness is on a low level. Because really, who's doing the correcting? Yahweh Shai, through the men of the Lord, through his men. Right? The Most High is going to come down himself and say, listen, you were doing wrong, and you need to stop doing this. No. Just like he set up men to preach his word, he set up the pastors, or he also set up men to correct other men in this truth. To correct each other, because we are one body. Okay, so when for you leaders, because for me myself, I'm the leader of my camp. Okay, for you other leaders of your camp, you have to get on brothers that are that you sense that are slacking in whatever, whether they be slacking, they're constantly late to the highways and byways. That's something that I personally don't like, and I had to change that in myself before I got on the brothers in my camp about that. Because you can't. This one thing is you can't get on brothers about something that you're guilty of doing constantly. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta. That's a scripture that says in Matthew, take out the mote in thy eye before you, roughly paraphrasing, before you point out the mote in your brother's eye. So being emotional in this truth is not going to help you whatsoever. It will, if anything, it'll help you. It'll help destroy you, because emotion, for some reason, in this kingdom, because this kingdom is a feminine kingdom. Okay, you barely have any real men. Heck, even the men today, even us men in this truth today, compared to the men back in the ancient days, we're still weak. The men in the ancient days were strong-minded and dealt with strong, and heck, even physically, were stronger than us. Because every year that goes by in this kingdom, you get weaker and weaker and weaker. It gets wickeder and wickeder and wickeder. You know, it's only by the grace and the mercy of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that we're standing strong. Okay, His Spirit that flows through us, which is fire, is what's keeping us hot. You know, it's what's keeping us on fire. All right, but like I was saying, you can't be emotional in this truth, because emotion will disrupt information coming in. Because this is how 90% of people, 99% of the people in this kingdom take in information and judge the information according to how they feel. They don't judge the information according to whether it's actually right or wrong. Okay, if someone, like, for a quick example, if someone says, you know what, man, you're gaining weight, you're looking a little bit out of shape, that can hurt you, and you could take that as, man, this guy's being a dick. You know, what the hell is wrong with this guy, man? And you can get cheesed about it, not knowing that he's actually telling you the truth. He's saying, listen, man, you're gaining a little weight, man, and you're looking a little out of shape. You should start eating a little healthier. He's looking out for your well-being. Because if he didn't give two shits about you, guess what? He wouldn't say anything, because he didn't care about your health. But if you're such an emotional person, you're going to see that and you're going to be like, well, you know what? Since he told me that, it didn't make me feel good, so what he said was wrong. That is complete madness. That's basically how women judge information. As a man, you can't be judging off emotion. Or you can't get emotional when you are judged. You have to be adept or get comfortable or accustomed to tough love. Alright? The scriptures talk about open rebuke is better than secret love. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so let me continue here in Hebrews 12:5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Now let me look up that word. I'm gonna look up that word, chastening. You know, most of you brothers already know, but you know, just for edification's sake, I want to get into it real quick. Just bear with me a couple seconds here. Okay, chastening. Here, this is what it is in the Greek or in the Latin. Or the
Strong's G 3809. Paideia.
So it's paideia, and a couple definition here says the whole training and education of children. But we are the Lord's children, right? Which relates to a cultivation of mind and morals, and employs for this purpose now commands and admonishes, now reproof and punishment. Because sometimes the Most High will punish you, man. They'll chastise you through punishment, whether it be, like, for me, I just recently, to get personal, I just recently lost a brand new vehicle that I had, like, not brand new, 2009, Dodge Journey. I had bought it and I was financing it, and this is just almost a year ago, and I just lost it like maybe 4 weeks ago. And basically, the car, it broke down, and I went to Esau, the warranty company that I'm with, to fix it. And they said that they can fix it, and that they can pay for the fix. So the mechanic told the mechanic to go ahead and fix it, and now they're switching on the story and say they can't. So now I can't get the car, but I still have to pay the monthly car fees. You see, and at first I was pissed, but I had to sit down and think to myself, man, I'm not in this kingdom to live nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in this kingdom to live nice. I'm not in this kingdom to be happy majority of the time. I'm in this kingdom to suffer, so that through my suffering I can be made into gold. Which in retrospect, that is, through my suffering, Lord willing, I can become one of the elect. Okay? You have to understand, this truth is about suffering. So there's no way you can come into the truth and it be about suffering and you not be used to tough love. Those things, you need the two of them. You need to understand the two things. That this is about suffering, and that tough love is something that you have to get used to. And guess what? That was tough love from the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I had to take it. And I took it, and I'm still taking it. You know what I'm saying? So it says, whatever in adults, it also includes the training and care of the body. Whatever in adults also cultivates the soul by correcting mistakes and curbing passion. Instruction which aims in increasing virtue. Chastening of the evils with which Yahweh, where it says God, Yahweh visits men for their amendment. Alright, so that's basically it, man. To be punished, to be chastised, to be beat. Like when you were a kid, your parents used to, my parents used to take the belt to me every single time I was going off. But that was because they cared about me and they loved me, and they said, listen, you can't be stealing. So when I stole and they listened, they take the belt, and I learned my lesson through there. Listen, you cannot grow without pain. Pain equals growth. If you're a strong person, pain will always equal growth if you're a strong person. Alright? So, verse 6 here. This is getting a little long, but I'm going to try to get through this. Verse 6, for whom the Lord Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth. I just said that. And scourges every son whom he receiveth. So guess what? If you're going through hell, it means the Most High is receiving you, man. Okay? And he loves you. Like a parent would to his child, to his son. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not? That's it. So take it in like this. If you're going through hell constantly, when you're in this truth, praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because that means he loves you and he's receiving you. That's a better chance of you being of the hopeful elect. But if you're in this truth and your life is good, brand new car, nice big house, this, that, and the third, lots of money, like Nate, basically, if you're in the truth and your life is like Nate, you're on yacht trips, you're traveling the world constantly, nicely, never have to worry about bills, that's when you need to start putting up prayers to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because something's wrong. Because the characteristics, one of the main characteristics of a servant of the Lord is going through hell. Is his life is always tough. But if your life is always easy, you're not following in the footsteps of our leaders, of our past, of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Beginning with Yahweh Shai. He had the hardest life of all of us. Okay? It says, verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye bastards. and not sons, because that means you don't have a father, man. If you're in this truth and you're not going through hell, you might as well call yourself a bastard, because the Most High is not receiving you as his son. That's what a bastard means. A man, a boy without a son, or a boy without a father. So it says, furthermore, who have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the fathers of the spirit, unto the Father of spirits, and live? You know, and that's true. What's the difference? If you praise your father in the flesh for, you know, putting you through what he put you through and teaching you, same thing you should do for the Most High. Okay. Yeah, I'll go 13 here, and then I'll get okay. 13. It says, verse 10. Verse 10. For they verily, excuse me. It says, for they verily, for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So in other words, to be of the elect. The only men that are going to be partakers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's holiness is the elect. Why do you think the Most High put Yahweh Shai through what he did? So that he can put him on the right hand of the... Because after Yahweh Shai went through what he went through, he was resurrected. And that's when he finally got all the glory that he deserved from for going through everything he went through. You know, the Most High purified that man, Yahweh Shai, so much to the point he became, you know, even above a diamond. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High is just putting you through hell to try you as gold is tried in the fire, right? Like the scriptures say. It says now, verse 11, now no chastening for the presence seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Okay, for the present seeming to be joyous, but grievous. That's right, because when you're going through hell, man, you know, most of the time in the midst of it, you're pissed off. At the beginning, you're pissed off. You get emotional. It says, verse 11, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth and peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So, this is beautiful, man. When you're going through hell, in the beginning, it sucks. You know, even when you first came to this, you know, it really sucks. But if you can go through hell and outstand your hell, guess what? In the end, it yields fruits that are peaceable unto you. Like what? You build characters. You build a stronger character. You know, Apostle Cabal always talks about being made like a stone, like a rock in this thing, man. And the only way you can be made like a stone, like a rock in this, is by going through the hell that you're going through, or that you're going through the hell that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is putting you through. And withstanding that, man. Because I always remember one verse that I like to keep in my mind when I'm going through hell, and I get a little carnal sometimes, you know, might get a little emotional, is that, guess what? The Lord never pushed you through anything that you can't get out of. Roughly paraphrasing. He'll never put you through something that you can't handle. So in the end of the day, whatever hell you're going through, trust me, the Lord has a plan for you to be able to get out of it. But it's whether you will trust in the Lord and have faith and stay faithful and not waver when you're going through hell. Because it's all about keeping your integrity when you're going through hell. If you're going through hell and all of a sudden now you're not going on the highways because you're going through hell, but when the Lord blesses you, you're on the highways. Okay, you're breaking down. You're making 5, 10 videos a week. You know, whatever. But when you're going through hell, all of a sudden there's no videos on your page and you're never on the highways. That is weak, man. That is beyond weak. for your integrity to waver, your integrity towards the Most High to waver when you're going through hell is weak. Weak as hell. Listen, when you're going through hell and you have 5 videos up every week, and that's when you're going through hell and you're out on the highway, it should be the same thing as to when you're prospering. Even when you're prospering, even when you're going through hell, it should even be more. Because the mindset, the characteristic you want to have is that you, like, for instance, Kobe Bryant used to say, Kobe Bryant was known as a player in the world that if you talk trash to him, it actually makes him a better player. His adversities, losing Shaq, all his injuries, all the scrutiny and the scoffing people put on him, it actually made him a better player to so much of a point that coaches would tell players, listen, don't be trash talking Kobe, because all you're gonna do is talk yourself into him dropping 50, 60 points on us. And that can be devastating. That is how strong-minded he was carnally in basketball. That if he would go through hell, it would be better for him to go through hell than for him to live good. Because if he wasn't going through hell, or going through hell in the NBA, or it's going through a hard time in the NBA, he wouldn't be a good player. It's the same thing with us, man. You want to build that character to where if you're not going through hell, you're worried as heck. The apostles went through hell, and they counted as a joyous thing. They were praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushai when they went through hell. They were whipped, and they were whipped hard, man. And tons of time for speaking in the name of Yahushai, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But when they left with those lashings, they left in happiness, man. They were joyful. They're like, man, Baruch Atah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Now, listen. In any movie, listen, you can't. If you've ever been in a fight and you're fighting and you give this guy a couple good cracks to the face, to where you're thinking, okay, this guy's gonna be done, and he's smiling at you, laughing, there's a problem. Okay, you trust me, you're gonna feel scared. You're gonna be shaking in your pants, you're shaking in your boots. Like, yo, what the hell is wrong with this guy? No matter how hard I hit him, he just laughs at me. Alright, he just takes it in. That's the mindset you want to be, man. When you're going through hell, you want to be so strong that, you know what? This ain't nothing. This is nothing compared to what it's going to come. Because that's what this is for in the end of the day, man. Your hell, your chastisement is for you to go through so that when all hell breaks loose and the Most High really starts raining down on this kingdom, and everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, you're steady, calm, like calm waters, man. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Wisdom and knowledge also comes through experience. Experiencing trials, experiencing fire, experiencing going through hell. So wisdom and knowledge, which is your total experience, shall be this ability to be stable, to be still, to waver in your faith, to be like a rock. You don't move mountains, man, because they're still. It takes a lot of power to move a mountain, just like it takes a lot of pressure to break a stone. You want to be like that so that when you're put into that hellfire, guess what? You're all good. Well, when you're of the elect, you're all good. Okay? So verse 12, it says, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight path for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Okay? So my next scripture, which is my last scripture, is Isaiah 53:10. Isaiah 53, chapter 53, verse 10, it says, I'm going to read to 12, it says, yet it pleased the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, or, Sake, this is, because this verse, the title says this scripture, Isaiah 53, is talking about Yahushai. The whole chapter is talking about Yahushai and what he went through. So it says, Isaiah 53, verse 10. Yet it pleased the Lord Yahweh to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. Which is funny because it said Yahushua was a man acquainted with grief. Which means illness, sickness. He was constantly sick. You know, that's why his eyes were red. So red because he was, constantly drinking because to deal with the hell he was going through, because the scriptures talk about give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish. So there's times, brother, where you're going through hell. It's okay to drink a bottle of wine, or to drink some strong drink, hard alcohol. It's okay as long as it says, the scriptures say, "Be ye angry and sin not." Don't get drunk and all of a sudden go commit adultery. That's just vain and foolishness. But if you're getting drunk just to forget about your sorrows for the day, hey, that's all good and that's all well and done. That's scriptural, man. Okay, I can get into all of that, but that's a whole nother video. So I'm gonna try to get through this and hit my points because I'm already hitting the half an hour, and Jake has a short attention span. So verse 10, it says, "Yet it pleased the Lord Yahweh to bruise him; he hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord Yahweh shall prosper in his hand." Okay, and it says, verse 11, "He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear the iniquities," which is Yahushua being the ultimate sacrifice, man. Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And it pleased the Most High to bruise Yahushua, because in the end of the day, he could see what it was doing to him. It was building him up. It was making him into that. It was making him into that gold, purified gold. So it pleased him. So don't you think it would please the Most High to chastise you, because he can see what it's doing to you, how much of a man is building you up to, how strong it's making you for the last days. So don't look to get upset, but look to praise the Lord when you're going through hell, man. That's a damn good sign when you're going through hell and you're in the truth, man. That's a damn good sign. But if you're in the truth and you're not going through hell whatsoever, you have to be scared as hell. You toss up praise, man, and hope that you're not already out of the. Hope that the Most High hasn't already taken His Spirit away from you, like David used to pray, wrote about in the Psalms, taking out that Holy Spirit away from me. And I pray that prayer every night, man. I ask the Lord and the Son to, I know I've sinned, forgive me for my sins. At the same time, I accept the punishment and the consequences of my actions. But I pray that whatever you may do to me, that you just may have enough mercy on me to keep your Holy Spirit upon me. Because you know what? Your mindset should be, because this is my mindset, man. I might have did something, and the Most High might, cut off my legs just to try me. Look what the Most High did to try all the other prophets. He told he told Isaac to kill his only son. Or not Isaac, Abraham to kill his only son, which was Isaac. And he was about to do it, man. Abraham had so much faith that he was about to do it. The angel had to rush to stop him. Like, stop. Job lost his wife, lost his children, lost his riches, lost everything. On top of that, was filled with boils where he couldn't even sit or sleep properly. So your mindset has to be, even if we were talking about this on the highway this weekend here, that even if you're in a wheelchair, man, you roll your ass to the highways, man. That's that mentality right there. Even if you have a cash, well, you get yourself to the highways, man. It's that passion, that drive. That I always say that your passion should be like you're shooting for the moon and if you miss, at least you land among the stars. You know what I'm saying? You shoot for that 100%, but at least, and we don't know we're not going to get 100% in this kingdom, but you shoot for that 100% so that you may get 80%, 90%, whatever it is that the Most High is given unto you. Okay? It says, verse 12, therefore will I divide him a portion with the great. So because Yahushua went through all that, it pleased the Most High. And he's like, you know what? Now I can divide him a portion with the great. With that portion was the whole earth. Because the new world, the new kingdom that's being set up, that's going to be set up, that's being set up right now with the elect being sealed, is Yahushua's kingdom, but by default is Israel's kingdom as well. Yahushua is going to be the Lord over all of us, man. Over all of us. Under Yahweh, Yahushua is the Lord over all. Okay? It says, therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong. That's beautiful, man. It says, therefore will I divide a portion with the great. So the Most High will give a portion to Yahushua. And it says, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, which are the elect, which goes back to Romans 8 and 16. Okay? It says, because he hath poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sins of many, because he did. He bare the sins of all Israel, which is millions and millions and millions and millions of people. And made the intercession for the transgressors. Intercession to when you intercess something, you get into it, you get in the middle of it. So that's what, because Yahushua went through that, because Most High Yahweh put Yahushua through that hell, that chastisement, and then end up dying for the truth. He became the middleman. He became our way through Yahweh. Because without Yahushua, we would have no way to Yahweh whatsoever. Because pursuing to judges, he did away with us. But through Yahushua's sacrifice, being the sacrificial lamb, he made a way. He made a way. He was the middleman. He's our door to Yahushua, to Yahweh. Yahushua is our door to Yahweh. That's a topic in itself, you know. But anyways, that's it on that. You know, I hope this video is edifying to you, brothers, to the elect. With that, I want to say, Ka Hala Yahweh, wa Yahushua, which is to say, all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and his son. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation to the elect, pushing this word, the hopeful elect, pushing this word in true sincerity. You Akims, you brothers, stay up, man, and stay strong, because we're coming to the end. It's just around the corner. The All-Fried Egypt is going to be here real soon. Alright? And with that, I'm going to close, and also I say death and destruction to this wicked kingdom. Shalom.